Cool, so this is a famous Fiat Uno you've probably seen online. I've seen it everywhere myself. So Mike, this is the owner. Tell us a little bit about this.
Mate, it's my teenage car. Had it for 26 years and it's just, yeah, it's just a love, you know what I mean? It's gone through a lot of changes and now just trying to preserve it and keep it going to appreciate it a lot more.
Did you do everything to it?
Yes, in the sense that, you know, it came standard, so we got the body kit fitted. I didn't fit the body kit myself, I don't do the bodywork side of it, but engine work and the system and stuff, yes, we did. So yeah, as much as possible, I'll do myself.
But you got this as a standard.
It was standard, completely standard when I got it. You know, someone part exchanged it into a company called Car Giant, where, you know,
what was it?
They part exed it, and the guy that bought it came down to me and said, "Can you fit a dump valve for me?" And as I'm fitting it, I'm like, you know what? I'll take the car. And that's it. I took it from there. And yeah, completely standard. Then I came across the body kit, got that fitted, came across a roll cage, and just moved on. But the main changes, I think, had been in the last 3 years, because it was parked up for, like, I don't know, nearly 10 years, I think, roughly. But yeah, since then it's gone through colour changes, it's gone through systems, it's gone through engine work, running gear, on and on and on.
It's mad to see this in person though, because like I said, I've seen this everywhere. Honestly,
I live with it, so I don't feel the way that people feel.
I see it all the time on Instagram. I told you it was on like twin engine Corsa, things like that. And obviously I'm a big YouTube fan. And just seeing this in real life, it's like seeing a famous.
It's mad. I don't feel like that. Do you know what I mean? Because I mean, I've spent a lot of hours on it, but when people come and appreciate it, it just thinks, you know what, it was worth it. 100%. I mean, I've done it for myself. Don't get me wrong. But it's nice to other people to appreciate.
Can we have a look at the engine and see what you've done?
Of course.
So it's the 1.4 turbo.
So it's the 1.4 turbo. It's still the original engine. Well, over the years, you've changed gearboxes, you've changed this, that, and the other. But yeah, it's the same principle, same engine, and just done up slightly. So like rebored out, slightly oversized pistons, and then working your way up. You've got different cam in there. You've got re-angled valves. You've got a different inlet plenum, a different butterfly system. You know, it's gone through a few changes, but now I just want to make it last.
You're just trying to, preserve it.
And
I
don't go freshen it around like I used to in my 20s.
No. You wouldn't want to now, would you? No, definitely not.
Now it's just cruising and enjoying it and seeing everyone else's reaction as well.
100%. I bet you get loads of reactions. You
do.
Sort of thing.
I mean, if you go up to Southend on the way down, you get people bibbing you, thumbs up. It's quite hectic.
That's it.
And you don't realise.
What sort of power is it?
It's only about 200 brake. We haven't officially done the power on it, but yeah, roughly around the 200 mark, which was fast back then. Now it's standard, you know, before anyone starts mapping. But no, 200 brake, it's fine. I'm happy.
And it's like I've got that old school sort of turbo with the turbo lag comes on.
Yeah, it's like on and off. It's a switch. So you're building up, and then suddenly bang, you're there.
And then the interior's mad as well, isn't it? Because do you know what I've noticed about the interior? Was the screen that you've put on the dashboard? It's like
so. A couple of years ago, I got introduced to Pioneer, and they sponsored me. So this is why I've got all the Pioneer stuff. You know, they were looking for cars at the time. They had a lot of the Corsa Bs and stuff like the Vauxhalls, but they didn't have anything like this. So he liked the car. And we came to an arrangement, and I got a couple of products and started kitting it out with the Pioneer system.
But that's crazy that integrated into the centre like a modern car.
I know. Funny enough, there was an ashtray there.
Right.
Yeah, so it was old school. You know, there was an ashtray in the car. We took that out, and it just fit there really well. So we went with it, and just carried on messing around from there. Really.
Is this genuine A-Bath?
No, so they didn't do an original Abarth Uno.
No.
But it's got more history than what a newer one would. Don't get me wrong, I've still got a 595 Abarth as well. Yeah, so that's the daily.
Right.
That's where obviously the seats came out of as well. They're Abarth 595 seats.
I didn't notice that. Lovely.
So that's where they came out of. But you know, I'm just keeping up with the times. Obviously, it's still dated, you know, but you try and keep it clean and you get on with it.
So that's the boot install, mate.
So that's the party piece of it, really, isn't it?
Yeah, no. So because I was speaking to someone earlier, and he had. So you run. I don't know how it worked. All this boot installs and subs and that work, but it's 3 amps there.
4.
There's
there's 4. One at the back there. I'm hoping for another 2. We'll see how it goes. But I'm limited on space, you know. But we try to cram as much as possible into it, because that's what it was about. It was about as many speakers as you could possibly get in there. So yeah, 4 12s. I think there's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 sets of mids in there. 3 sets of tweeters in there, and it sounds all right. Don't get me wrong, it's not no SPL like those vans that shake your hair and go crazy, but it sounds really nice, and it's affordable stuff. So you know, if you liked it, you could easily go to the shop and buy this sort of product. So it's nice.
It's all Pioneer.
All Pioneer.
All Pioneer. Yeah.
All Pioneer. Yeah. Mids, tweets, everything. Amps, the lot.
Nice. Honestly, it's surreal to see this in real life, though.
Do you know what?
This is like, because I see it. Was it at Westfield? Not long ago.
Yeah. Did you come to that one?
No, I missed it. I didn't know it was on.
Yeah,
I wish I did, but I see this there, and then I see it somewhere else, and and I'm like, I want to see this car in real life. You know what I mean? Because the Fiat Uno Turbo as well.
I mean, the Renault 5s are quite, you see quite a few of them.
See 2 of them today?
Yes.
This is the only one you've seen?
Yeah, exactly that. Don't get me wrong, when you go to the shows, you'll see a few more Unos, but hardly, if any, look like this.
Nah.
You know, it's not everyone's cup of tea, but this is what I wanted to make it look like.
This is the thing it's about, innit? It doesn't have to be, it's your cup of tea, innit?
Yeah.
It's like the F40 style.
Yes, it's like a Ferrari body kit. That's right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just wanted to make it look how I envisioned it, because I've done the standard, and then I've seen it progress, and this is how I wanted it to be.
No, 100%. I appreciate that, Mike.
Mate, honestly, a pleasure. Thank you,
pleasure to meet you. Nice one. So anyway, guys, I'm going to finish the video there. Hope you enjoyed that. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button, and I'll see you in the next one.
If I'm not the one, I'm uncomfortable. See the competition I've been running through. Leveled up, I only see him in my rear view. Switch. Yeah, I'm ballin'. Yeah, I'm ballin'. Been ballin'.